What is up, fellow Pyro Fanatics? It's been Daddy28 here, and it's been a long time, but I am finally back. I do want to give a small update on why I've been absent. Um, I had a bit of an issue with some flooding in my basement over the last few months. It kind of started in early March and worked its way all the way up till just this past weekend when it was finally fixed. Called the local municipality, local county, filed a claim pretty much the day after it first happened. They told me it would get done the following week. Had to wait all the way up until this past weekend until they finally came out and fixed it. At any rate, speaking of pandemic, I hope everyone is staying at home, staying safe, not just with what's going on with the coronavirus and whatnot, but also with the riots and protests that are going on right now. So it's definitely a lot more safer to and convenient for you to stay at home. I know it's early June, warm weather's starting to come out, and it's very, very tempting to go out. I'm tempted to go out myself, but I've just kind of worked myself to say, no, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to wait till all this stuff blows over. So another big reason, the main reason for this update, is that there's been some movement on the Ohio fireworks bill. So this is especially good news for Ohio firework hobbyists like myself. Apparently, the House Bill 253, which is the bill that will legalize the sale and use of 1.4G consumer fireworks, passed yesterday, sometime late in the afternoon, early evening, with a vote of 77, it says in the article, 77 to 17. Yeah, 77 to 17 in the House. So it will now move to the Senate, where it will also be put under a vote there. I don't know when that will happen, but I will assume it will happen soon. Now, I do want to give a little bit of a background on this. I was actually kind of surprised to get this news on my phone yesterday, mainly because earlier this year, before this pandemic stuff came down and all this stuff, in the country went to pretty much haywire and whatnot, I was under the assumption that the whole thing with the fireworks bill was probably going to be postponed till next year. It was supposedly, everything was supposed to be passed and the bill was supposed to go into a law by June 1st. This is earlier this year. That was the expectations. So I was kind of surprised that this news kind of showed up on my phone yesterday. So considering that this has actually happened with with all that's been going on, I'm assuming now that this will probably be moved along rather quickly and that this bill will actually get put into a law sometime before the 4th. I don't know when, but it'll probably move along pretty quick. That would be my assumption. So I do want to mention that the reason why I believe this bill will finally pass and it will become a law is because it does have Phantom's backing. Phantom is really pushing for this bill to pass. And they're not pushing it, for the right reasons. They're pushing it for their reasons. They're not pushing it so that, all Ohio hobbyists will finally be able to light off fireworks whenever they want. They're pushing it because they will be getting quite a few perks and quite a few benefits at the expense of the other Ohio retailers, firework retailers around Ohio. One of those benefits, from what I know, is that they will be exempt from having to pay the licensing fees on their licenses that they have to pay every year. And obviously, I don't know pretty sure most of you know this, but some of you probably don't know this. Ohio is the home base for Phantom Fireworks. This is where they have more stores in Ohio than they do in any other state. Their home base is out in near the Youngstown, Warren, Ohio area, which is near the Pennsylvania border. So they have some incentives to getting this bill passed. And one of them is that they won't have to pay any licensing fees at all, the annual licensing fees for at least, from what I know, the next 5 to 10 years. So they're going to be saving a lot of money. It's not going to be the case for the other retailers. They're going to still have to pay their fees, obviously, but Phantom apparently is going to be exempt from it. And that's just one of their little benefits that they're getting from this. Another one, from what I hear, is that they're going to be able, and this is even more shocking than the whole being exempt from paying the licensing fees. They're going to be able to open up several new stores in Ohio. Now, I know this probably doesn't come as a shock to most people outside of Ohio, but people in Ohio are fully aware that there is a moratorium in place on Ohio fireworks licenses. So since 1980, there's been kind of a bit of a freeze on being able to get a new license to open up a new store and whatnot. The only thing, from what I know, that's been allowed is that if a current store goes out of business or they decide to stop, selling fireworks, they could sell that license to someone else, but they can't, create a new license to open up a new store. Phantom apparently will be allowed to get new licenses to open up new stores around Ohio. And that's a bit surprising considering with the moratorium that's in place. The other stores will not be allowed to open up new stores, but Phantom apparently will be allowed. Again, this is part of Phantom's tactics of obviously trying to be number one and possibly trying to steal the business of the other Ohio retailers. I hope that stuff doesn't happen, but with Phantom, getting the free licensing and whatnot and opening up new stores, because it's it's a big reason why I'm not a fan of Phantom. Their tactics are absolutely low down and unethical. And I know a lot of things about Phantom, what they do, but I don't want to get into it because it's a long list. But at any rate, there is a downside to this passing, and that's for the other Ohio retailers. The upside, obviously, is that us hobbyists get to be able to light off fireworks whenever we want. And so I do want to mention that because this isn't exactly helping the other Ohio retailers. I do want to mention this is a big reason why they were against this bill passing, because it does come with a lot of crap that's in favor of Phantom and helping out Phantom, and in turn hurting their bottom line, other stores in Ohio. So I do want to mention that this does come with an unfortunate price. Obviously, there will be an extra tax added on to fireworks sales with this bill passing. With this one, I think it's 4%. So with the state tax being around 6.5, 6.75%, the total tax will be somewhere around 11% or just under it, right around there. So I'm not in favor of the extra tax, because I think double taxing anything is unconstitutional as all hell. And so I'm hoping that, maybe someday in the near future, they will repeal, this where you require, there to be a double tax on fireworks, and it'll go back to being just a state tax. So just now, I guess they're starting to get this bill forwarded through the House. Now it's got to go through the Senate. And if the governor stays true to his word, he'll sign it. I'm not a fan of Mike DeWine either, but hopefully he stays true to his word this time. I don't know if anybody's ever really noticed. I don't think I mentioned it before on this channel, but I'm not a fan of politics. I hate politics because it's been corrupted by both sides. I personally think anyone who gravitates severely, extremely towards either side of the political spectrum is a huge sucker, because they fell for what the political people told them, and they're just buying it hook, line, and sinker. I'm an independent. I don't go to media outlets on TV. That's why I strongly suggest people just cut off their cable. Don't even bother looking at news outlets, because they're just telling you to feed your basically political views. They're not telling you the truth. I'm more, support of independent media, people who actually go look for the truth. And it's not exactly ideal to just look at one news source. Look at multiple news sources online and whatnot. Kind of gather what you can from all of them, and make your own opinions about it. Kind of you could find the truth, obviously, through all the BS that some people say. But at any rate, that's just one little rant about politics. So fireworks are definitely going to be legalized in Ohio. That's a reality now. I'm very happy for that. And hopefully this will get done before the 4th. And as I'm pretty sure it's going to be done before the 4th, because I just don't see them passing this bill right now with the idea of it being passed after the 4th. But we'll just have to wait and see. So that's pretty much it. We'll be posting some videos coming up, finishing up the posting of the Sandusky fireworks demo. I did go out to WF Boom back in February, picked up a little bit of my order with them. but I didn't really do a video on it because I think it was just 3 cases of items and a few items here and there. Plus, because of the flooding, as I mentioned, that kind of screwed everything up for me. So I kind of had to put that off. We'll probably be posting a stash update on that at some point within the next week or so. All right, so this is Pimp Daddy 28 signing out, and I will see you guys next time.